guys. I'm your host, Nekesa and Sheila. You guys have been giving us immense support. You've been subscribing, you've been liking, commenting, and sharing, and I really, really appreciate that. So I will kindly ask you once again, please subscribe and let's engage. So today, Sheila and I are going to talk about friendships. Yeah. Do I need to add more?
No, it's just that. What are friendships? How do you interpret friendships for you? Is it the same for everyone? Yeah.
Welcome, Sheila.
Thank you.
Introduce yourself.
I already did.
Yeah.
Okay, I am Sheila Mwalili. I am Nekesa's friend. Am I your friend, Nekesa?
I have actually asked myself that question.
Are we friends?
We are just about to air our dirty linen in public, guys. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Depending on your definition of friendship. Depending on the different definitions of friendship. Boy, it is already sad. Let me just put something out there. The person I'm calling my best friend in my heart and mind is someone else's best friend already. So Sheila is here asking me, so are we friends? Who wants to go first? On 3. 1, 2, 3. You say it's a yes or no answer.
Yes. Yes.
We're supposed to say at the same time. Anyway, so Sheila, what's your definition of friendship?
Friendship, I would look at it as someone who you have common values, you have, you like each other, most importantly. You might have common values, but yeah, vibe zenu as flow.
Yeah.
But I think you must really like each other, genuinely.
Yeah.
Irrespective of your accomplishments or none of them thereof. Yeah.
For me, friendships have evolved, and the description of friendships has evolved for me as I've grown as a person. So there's a time, yes, I thought, we have to be similar in a way. We have to like almost the same things, or we have to like, the same music, or like going out, or you like, But over time, I feel like every other thing we've been saying we have to be intentional about, I feel like friendships are very intentional. And I also understand or know or believe that there is no person I cannot be friends with.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm just open-minded. I feel like as long as I give it time, I just take my time to sit down with you and hear your experiences as a person, because that's what makes you, Sheila. I hear your story, I hear your, and then put some, what is it called? That thing of me stepping into your shoes.
Boundaries.
No, me stepping into your shoes. That's with an E. This word.
Empathy.
Yes. Put some empathy on it. I don't think there's no, like you can make me see your view of life. Then it means we can be friends. For me, it's like,
okay.
Yeah. And then I don't have to agree with you 100% for me to be friends with you. I'll just be like, okay, I know Sheila is like this and this. She doesn't like milkshake and me I like milkshake, or she doesn't like this and me I like this. She doesn't like going out and I like going out, but she's my friend.
Yeah.
That's, am I too open-minded?
You could be, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I tend to approach it differently.
Yeah.
For me, it's about your heart.
Yeah.
Can I trust you with mine?
Yeah.
Or will it be broken, fragmented, then I have to go picking pieces everywhere?
Yeah.
So for me, I would look at it like, what kind of a person are you? Can I trust you? Are you trustworthy? Can I be vulnerable with you? Or are you... Okay,
yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
True, there's that. So my next question is, what characterizes your friendships or our friendships?
Mine is, we must like each other. It's important that we do. We must have similarities. There are things that we do that bring us together. Because as much as we like each other, but you're going north and I'm going south, then there has to be a common ground.
Oh.
Yeah, there has to be at least one thing that we have in common. At least for you and I, we know books. So that's one thing that is really basic. So there has to be something that brings you together. Then there has to be, maybe we are on this journey, yes, but what other value can I bring to your life? What can we bring into mine? Value does not necessarily mean something tangible, something that has financial, can be quantified, but there has to be something that I can add to your life that makes you a better person. Or when you're with me, you're just easy, you're relaxed, you don't feel like you have to guard yourself. Yeah.
So what characterizes my friendships? For me, it will be, I like conversations, and I like quality conversations. And for me, the fact that I can have that with anyone and everyone, of course I can ask you something, then you put a whole wall, and it means then we're here with you. It's just surface. Shallow and surface, interactions. But if you can have a quality conversation, by there I don't, sibagui age, sibagui, at the type of person you are, suji background, suji values. Me, as long as we have quality conversations and we can argue and then not take it personally, I'm good to go.
Okay.
I'm good to go. It means I can talk to you about some topics. I may be vulnerable with you on that because it's about the facts we're exchanging, the beliefs and the perceptions. I try to make you see my point, you try to make me see your point. So if I can have quality conversations with you, I really trust and believe that I can be friends with you.
So then that means you have many friends, if it's that easy.
Apparently not. Apparently not, because how many of us are willing to have those deep quality conversations? Because it means you put your heart on the table and you're not afraid of being judged. I try not to. I try not to judge. It means you also have to be ready to be open.
Yes.
And how many people are willing to do that?
I think there are layers. There could be extents. I can be willing to share with you my career, maybe. What I've done, what I am planning to do.
And be ready to be vulnerable.
And ready to be vulnerable. But when we get outside that zone, then there's a wall.
You put a barrier.
Yeah.
So for you, your friendships are approached in layers.
Yes.
First, you've already said layers of values, layers of liking each other. And then now there's thematic. No, you're bringing in themes of now careers. Then when we were offline, you said family.
Yeah.
There are people you'll talk about family.
Yes.
And there are people you'll talk about careers with. And there are people you'll talk about
parenting, about me as a person. Because besides all that, then there's you as a person.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
For me, it's levels of maturity.
How do you define maturity then?
That quality conversations, if you really have, like say we talk about, let's say me and you are talking about politics, and then I hear your level of, you've understood and you're willing to hear my levels of the little knowledge that I have about politics and the people and what have you. And as we are talking, of course, I believe the talking I will learn.
Yeah.
From whatever it is that we will say, I will learn something. I will pick something. So I don't have to, I don't know.
That's different because
by the way, that's totally different. I've just realized I approach relationships and friendships like completely different where I am right now as a person as opposed to when I was younger, because then it would be, then who likes me and who doesn't like me, or who, who has the same things that we have. That kautoto.
Yes.
Anyway, it's interesting.
It is. There's something that you brought up, that you could be very immersed into politics, and I'm not, But can we still be friends? Without you being condescending, that you feel,
come on, of course, yes, we can be. For me, I've told you, my whatever's my... Okay, now you've put me on the spot. My description is based on quality of conversations. So I won't put you in a class or because Sheila doesn't know about politics. No, she's not my friend. No. No, not necessarily. Because there are things we don't talk about.
Yeah, the things we don't talk about.
And we are still friends.
Yeah.
Your words. But you said you put me in the books category.
No, I just
Okay,
said that's
so-
one criteria that's common, not the books category.
Okay.
No, that's just the one thing that is common.
Do you have a safe space? Okay, first, how many friends do you have then?
Wow.
If you can give a random number. Are you like Jesus? 0 to 3, 3 to 12? 12 to
12 is
72.
a miracle by itself.
Yeah.
I don't know why that wasn't put in the miracles, but I think it is a miracle by itself. 12.
Those are
12
too
is
many?
Way too many.
Okay.
Like friends.
Yeah.
Those are way too many.
How many friends do you have?
Less than 5.
Less than 5? Wow.
Like friends.
Yeah.
I have acquaintances, yes.
Yeah.
I have people we...
Support system.
Support systems,
Yeah.
yes. But friends, yeah.
Has it come with age?
Yes, I think so. It has come with age and for me a process I like to call crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a phase you go through in life that really separates
Yeah.
the friends that you thought are really, really friends from the ones that are not really friends, and that's fine, you know? There are phases you can go through and things change, totally.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting what you're saying. And I'm tempted to ask a question, but before I lose it. So how many, you said less than 5.
Yeah, I think
how
less
many
than
friends
5.
do I have? I feel like I have... Okay, do you have chamas? Before I go on,
No.
you don't have chamas?
No, I don't have chamas.
So you just have book club that I know,
Yeah,
and other social groups?
not many.
Yeah.
Not many. Because one, I'm an introvert,
Yeah.
so you will not find me all over
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And I think that's why probably I have a few friends,
Yeah.
but I would say they're quality.
Quality
They're few
friends.
but quality. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And
You
you're
have-
calling me your friend?
Yes.
We need a whole other meeting after this recording. So how many friends do I have? I think I have, I will also say less than 5, but then again, I feel like, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I have friends. I have friends. More than I would like to admit. I wouldn't call them 5. Or maybe I consider them friends. I don't know whether they consider me their
Yeah,
friends.
that's the other thing.
That's the other thing. So, do you have a safe space among your friendships?
Yes, I do have safe spaces. They're very limited, and that's why I'm saying if there are 5, then yeah, it's really quality.
Can you trust? Can you say anything and everything?
There are places where I tend to think they're compartmentalized. There are spaces where I feel like if I talk to someone, this particular person, about challenges in career and what, I will leave there feeling one heard, two, probably with solutions if I need solutions.
Yeah.
But there's a person who, if I told them maybe about family and all that, they would be better than this other one, who would be a good support system for career.
What is this better? Because now there's another thing you said about, I feel like you have expectations of your friends. And if they fall short of the expectations, then they're not your friends.
No, it's not about expectations. I know you, Nekesa. I know your strengths. I know your weaknesses.
Oh, so you
So
treat
I
me as
know-
my strength.
Yeah, so that I
You
don't
know my
also burden
weaknesses.
you. You get. And also depending on the character of that person, because you'll realize there's someone who will just come to you. They just want to share, you know. They
Yeah.
just want to be heard.
Yeah.
But depending on the person you are, you probably want things sorted very fast, and you'll be giving solutions, and this person will be like, yeah, oh boy, I didn't come here for solutions, but
But
you get.
what do safe spaces mean, Sheila? Safe spaces mean, Sheila, I'm coming to talk to you. Then when you tell me that, I'm like, I'm not ready for solutions. I'm just here for you to listen.
But
Do
how
you
many-
have spaces where you voice that? Because for me, that's the definition of a safe space.
Yeah, it is.
Like today, you guys, everything you say, I will not listen. Mimi nimekuja tu kuongea. Do you have like places where you actually put those? Like you...
Well, you brought something else altogether. Like, I
Yeah.
just want to be heard, and that's it.
I'm not treating
Yeah.
you as, oh, Sheila doesn't like, oh, nini. Mi ninakuuliza, leo unatakaje? Do you want me just to hear you, or do you want me to support you? And what level or what kind of support do you need from me, or what would you like me to do for you?
Yeah. I have that, I think, but like I was saying, it's defined. It's defined because it's not like the people who don't like to hear you talking about the same thing over and over. So you'll realize this one is my friend, yes, but as far as this is concerned, then I will need to, limit it to this space. Not because they are bad people, but because that's how they are. And there is someone else who you can bring in whatever, and we'll talk. Are you okay today? Can we talk about this and we move on? Yeah, but tomorrow it's different, and that's fine. So I think yes, I do.
I feel like friendships need a lot of work.
Yeah.
Even more than what we think, like even more than other relationships, like boy-girl relationships and all that. Friendships need a lot of work because every day I'm learning, I'm changing, and I want to redefine, our setup.
Yeah.
There's growth. There's supposed to be growth involved in friendships and all that. So when do you set boundaries? When do we set boundaries in our friendships?
For me, the mega thing about friendships is trust. Can I trust you with my heart, Nekesa?
Yeah.
Because once your heart is broken, then it affects every other area of your life.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to tell you something, and you're going to, it's going to be breaking news in a couple of hours or days, then I don't think I would want to do it again. So you'll remain my friend, yes, but I will set a boundary as far as what I can tell you, what I can't.
Okay, I'm looking at boundaries in this case as Sheila. I like it when you do ABC, but don't cross here. Or I clearly define what you do that hurts me. And I'm so clear, so that you remember when you were saying boundaries you're being compassionate, because for me it's like we're protecting each other so that we don't hurt each other.
Yeah.
So I clearly tell you whether I don't like it when you comment about my weight or my hair or my maybe way of parenting. That's for me is setting boundaries.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm lucky to have had a few friendships that we've grown over time, and we've learned over time that we've hurt each other, maybe by our comments, or we've hurt each other maybe by, because we are always sitting and listening. Like, now what's your problem? Like, how did you get here? Like, how can we help?
Like a committee?
A whole committee.
Okay.
And we sit and brainstorm. It's that, whether it's so therapeutic. We do our own therapy. So through that friendship, I've realized we've really grown, and we know the boundaries, and we ask each other, like, how do you want us to support you in this season? It's very clear. Like, how would you want us to be there for you? How would you want me to be there for you in this season? I see whether I'm able to do something and all that.
And I think it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
Yeah.
As long as you all wish each other the best, you want the best for each other.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like competition, malice, all those things.
No.
Yeah, so that makes it a good safe space, because there's also accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a big thing. Sometimes we don't talk about accountability as much.
Accountability is hard, but it's there. It's hard, it's very hard, but it's there. We always, like, we have to ask each other, so you said you'll do this, have you done, where are you, and how far have you gone, are you doing? Of course you'll feel some type of way being asked, and it really teaches you humility, because you're like, I have to answer these people these questions, or I'll have to do this because I know when I meet so and so they will ask, or I'll have to do this because so that's a very important part.
It's a beautiful thing. I think it is.
Okay. So do I set boundaries in my relationships?
Do you? Friendships?
Yeah.
I think it's important. But then
I'm asking myself whether I do that.
But then how can you...
But I do. I think I do. Because I'll tell you openly to your face that, Sheila, you always do this to me. And as soon as I've said it, I don't hold it against you.
It's over.
It's gone.
Okay.
And I don't mean, now I've told you and just go your way. Like, it's just I've said it and yeah.
For you
we
to
move on. Like, the relationship is not dead, or now we are not going our separate ways and see what. Yeah.
It's tricky sometimes because we find ourselves, just going about life, but along the way we can hurt each other. Unknowingly. Unknowingly.
That's why I'm saying friendships have a lot of work, because we need to keep talking. Like, when you go home and remember, by the way, I didn't like what Nekesa said about this and this. You say, you're like, by the way, chick, you said this and this and this. That statement really hurt me. For me, I've realized I think about things later on. Like, we can be in the same space, talk, bounce off ideas. And then when I go home, I'm like, by the way, kitu iliniuma. So nitakwambia. Nitakwambia kitu by the way iliniuma.
You won't hold it against me, because I've noticed there's some friendships where I'll hurt you, maybe knowingly or unknowingly. And sometimes when it's unknowingly, then someone decides,
how can they say that? They should have known better.
This is over, like, let's talk about other things, but Mimi, I have to guard myself, so I am out of this space.
You see, the other thing I learned about being in either a group or in just being like more than one person, we are not supposed to assume maturity. As much as we always assume maturity, we are not supposed to assume maturity. I'm not supposed to assume that Sheila knows that the statement they made hurt me. This is me, what is it called? Extending grace to you. Like, no, she didn't do it intentionally. And I'll tell you, I'll let you know that you did this and this, please. Ilini hurt. Mbona iliku hurt? Let's talk about it, by the way. So, the friendship is a whole investment.
It is work. It's work. And I think there are lots of assumptions in between that we're in this space together, then we tend to click, so automatically we assume that you're friends. And
then when you do something that I do not agree with, why should it be automatically this friendship is over? Anyway, we allow people to be who they want to be. So, have you ever had friendships that broke?
Yeah, I have. And it's for different reasons. Sometimes you've offended someone and you've even extended a hand to like, want to find out, can we work on this? And the other person is not willing. So what do you do? Sometimes it's you who's been hurt, but you've taken it personally and you've decided, I am out of here. So I've had friendships that broke. Some were good, some were for that season, because there are also things about seasons. There are people who will be in your life, and after a season, they'll just disappear, or communication will break. And sometimes it's not at kwa ubaya, it just happens. But there are times when it's ugly and it's nasty, and so I've had.
In your view, what determines? I'll come back to answer. Okay, I've had friendships that broke also, but for me, the one that I remember clearly, it's like I did not understand what I did to this chick. She was just like, Ati, when I come here, every time you just tell me to come and see you. Every time you tell me to just come and see you, I'm like, okay. I was also ready to come. We meet somewhere at the center. Like, you don't have to always be the one coming to me. I can also come to you, or we can meet somewhere in there. But she was just, for me, I felt like she just came with a thing, because she didn't even give us a chance to talk about it and all that. And then the next thing I know, I've been cut off. Cool. Then do I have another friendship that broke? Yeah, something I did broke a boundary.
Okay.
And
it's good that we're honest. We're not always the victims.
You can ikakunywa maji.
Yeah.
And of course the person didn't allow any space for conversation. And that was that. And these are the only friendships that I've had that have broken. Then I wanted to ask you, in your view, what influences growth in friendships?
Growth in friendships. You have to be intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be intentional. you must have each other's good at heart.
Yeah.
Because if I look at you as competition, then something bad happens to you, I'll be like, yay. But when I meet you like this, I'm like, oh, too bad.
Yeah. So do you think we that competitive?
Yes,
like
I think there's
people?
competition. Yes, it is. It is even in families, but that's a different thing altogether. Yes, human beings are very competitive, and some are more competitive than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there are places where you'll feel like a threat to someone for one reason or the other, which to you might not be.
Yeah.
And you need to realize it, so that if I notice that maybe this is Nekesa's weakness, then I will do things that will not look like competition, or will not what is it called, like trigger something to compete for, or
Okay. In my view, what influences growth? You know, right now as I'm seated here, I'm thinking, when people go through problems and you're just bonded by your problems and you're haggling together because of that and helping each other walk through the issues, then what happens after those problems? Now they're not there, zimeisha.
I know.
What bonds you after that, or what? But the lessons that you will have gotten from that growth should be able to take you through this season, unless the thing was very superficial. I say again that word.
Should, in an ideal situation, should. But sometimes you'll realize we went through this season and now it's over. So it made you a different person. It made me a different person. So there's no point of convergence again.
Why aren't we talking about these things? Why aren't we talking about how going through that season messed me or affected me? Why are we not allowing ourselves to have that space of processing and saying, by the way, ile shida nilipitia, by the way, I'll never be the same again. You know, like for me now, my beliefs have changed, and I'm this person now. I remember recently, I've actually gone through that season of gone through something, and I'm like, I'm not the same person again. I have really, my beliefs have changed about some certain things, and I've changed. And some of my friends came over and we were talking about it, and I told them, I feel like I have changed, guys, and I don't know whether you guys will be able to have to learn me again. And I hope that didn't come out selfish, but I just told them, I feel like I'm a different person now. I have different beliefs, and I want us to spend more time together so that you can see who I am now, or hear my thoughts now, or my beliefs now, and see whether we can still be able to do this or work together. And for me, I like that we have spaces for such conversations.
Yes.
We really have spaces for putting ourselves under the mirror and everyone just talking to you, and then you're just like, okay. And then we allow ourselves to say, not everything we tell you take, nini, just sieve. Chukua yenye utachukua, achana na hizi zingine. But we were, it's like, just the way you can tell me something, and I'm like, what? Nasikia kuchapa huyo mtu on your behalf.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to take my, I'm empathizing
take it
with you.
literally.
I'm empathizing with you, and also I'm expressing my emotions, and then now I tell you now, okay, me, I think you should do ABC. Yeah.
But I think when you're all in, there's that point where you feel like you want to do something, depending on your personality also. If you're that person who wants things done haraka haraka, you feel like you're taking too long, you should do this, do that, do that. But the other person is like, maybe I want to take this route. So allow me to take this route.
Imagine you're allowed. You're allowed. And what I've seen, the beauty of time is, with time, you will see results. And you will also see whether either this route would have helped you or not. I think also, we don't have to put time. It's not like we are putting time to our friendships.
That's important.
Like, if you don't do this, Sheila, by this and this date, I'm done with you. You know?
It's a good thing. And you talked about maturity. So I think it's a very key component. in understanding that, like you said, now you've changed.
Yeah.
So how much change can I accommodate?
Yeah.
How willing are you to also see that probably I've also changed in my own way and still be okay with that?
Yeah.
So are we in this friendship? Are we all in, or are we there conveniently when it suits us, when it's not?
Yeah.
And there is also places where you feel like someone sort of like ghosts. So you've been in this journey, then they ghost you, then they reappear.
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, so where do we take it from? Is it where we left or where we are now? Like, So the maturity thing is also very important. Yeah.
Where, but at the end of the day, for me, do you have something to say generally about friendships, like as a parting shot, as a wrap up?
They're important. Friendships are very important.
Yeah.
And they need to be safe. That's why I talked about competition. I talked about it's not like what's in it for me. It's what's in it for all of us.
Yeah.
If it's not for all of us, and then it's draining. It becomes something that drains you. Like you need to be able to pour into me, and I'm also like supposed to do the same. Not like I'm always the one taking and not giving in return. They need to be mutual. They should be respectful, boundaries and all that. And people should be all in.
Okay.
Yeah. If you decided Nekesa is my friend, then I should be all in. Yeah.
Okay. For me, what I'll say is, friendship is a whole. Friendship is an investment. Some friends come through for you sooner, better, faster. They just come through even more than family. And we have to be intentional also about our friendships. And we have to really talk, conversations, just really communicate, because at the end of the day, as I'm saying, I'm changing, or you've done something, you stepped on me, or you tried me the wrong way. If I don't say it, then, that's it. Slowly building up a wall, but that's like not a good wall. That's the other wall. So, what are you learning about your friendships, and what are you doing about your friendships? It's friendships, relationships, and not necessarily like boy, girl. Have a good one. Thank you for watching.